All right, we're live.
All right, good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. It's 2 p.m. and this is the February Land Bank Committee meeting. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of call attendance from what I can see on the virtual participants. Commissioner Blake Harris.
Here.
Greg Volk.
Here.
Chief Jared Oliver.
Here.
And Brendan Hiles.
Here.
Okay, great. It looks like we have kind of a long agenda, but it's really not going to be a very long agenda. The first thing that we would do on a normal basis would be to approve the meeting minutes. Everybody did receive the meeting minutes, hopefully on Thursday, and I would entertain a motion to approve those if everybody has had a chance to read them or any corrections that need to be made.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay.
There you go. It's done.
Was that Chief Oliver? I'm sorry.
Brendan, I think, seconded.
Oh, Brendan, okay. I'm looking at the presentation, so I can't see really who's speaking at one point or another. So I guess we need all in favor?
Aye.
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 Address.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed?
With a lot of blood in the driveway, and I got an open door. 1578, I can check it.
That's the one in the driveway.
Yeah, where was that
Okay, so moving on, old business, we have 626 Cold Creek Boulevard. This was Alonzo and Deanna Harris. This was tabled at the November meeting, and I do not have any updates at this time. What we are waiting for is either a revised purchase price and building specs, or if they want to remain, keep their purchase price and, give us a little more information on what they expect from the city, if they want to remove the assessments or anything like that. So we are waiting on updates from Ms. Harris, and we'll have that on the next, the soonest available meeting when they do. New business, we do have 423 Fulton Street. If you recall, this was a property that was gifted to us, and the home was demolished just recently in 2020, late 2020. So 423 Fulton, Mr. John Ernie submitted a mow-to-own application for this entire parcel. I'm going to go to the report so that we can follow. The background on this is that he is on one side of this vacant lot, and there is a structure on the other side that is owned by the city of Sandusky. What the city intends to do at 421, which is the structure, we intend to put this out for an RFP for rehab. So just so that you know the information about the surrounding property owners, Mr. Ernie has requested the full parcel, but he was under the understanding that the other parcel would be demolished and he would be eligible for both. He wanted to build a duplex. So the current vacant lot is 33 by 132. And as I said, it has been recently demolished. There's a picture of it. Obviously, they haven't completed the grading and seeding. They'll do that in the spring. So anything that we vote on today about this parcel, we're not going to send through any purchase agreements until the final grading and seeding. We want to remain owners of this property so that we can control what the demolition contractor needs to do yet on this property. The valuation is $6,200. So that would be the cost of the property. And if he would like to do this on a mow-to-own basis, he would have to pay any expenses that the city has incurred so far, not including the demolition. The annual taxes on the vacant lot will be approximately $123 a year. And I did get confirmation from Mr. Ernie that if he is not eligible for the entire property, that he would take a split of the property. So that would be up to City Commission and this committee. So it's requested that the Land Bank Committee either approve or deny the application for the purchase of the vacant parcel land, whether it's full or split. And we would go to City Commission then for final approval and a purchase agreement.
Are you looking for a motion to approve?
Yeah. I'm looking at a decision from this committee so that I could take it to City Commission. Whether it be, approve selling the whole parcel, splitting the parcel, not doing anything until the parcel is complete from the demo contractors.
Debbie, just to clarify, you did say that we're no matter what, we're going to wait till the demo's complete, correct?
Yes. We want to be sure that we are in control of what the demo contractors do, so we're going to retain ownership until that time.
So this is Commissioner Harris. Just in regards to splitting lots up in half, and maybe Greg can kind of offer me some insight on this. I think the first thing that sort of comes to mind is the fact that I don't know if we want to necessarily get into let's say a habit, for a lack of a better term, in regards to splitting up lots, just because I guess I would hate to see a bunch of split lots throughout the city, and instead I would rather see these, many of them remain full, just thinking forward in hopes of getting investors and or individuals that wish to build newer development on these sites. So I guess that's just sort of my peace of mind on this particular situation.
That's a good point, Commissioner Harris. Debbie, did the applicant intends to build a structure on this property?
Well, he was under the understanding that both parcels would be demolished, and the 421 Fulton is not. It is not in the deteriorated state that we would go for demolition. It's an eligible candidate for rehab. So he was going to build a duplex is what he wanted on both of those parcels. So I'm not sure if 33 feet of frontage would be enough to do what he's looking to do, but we could certainly have those conversations.
But there's...
Go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, my question is, what would be the split then, since the 423 Fulton has no structure on it?
Right. So he's asking for that entire parcel, the 33 by 132 parcel, just to add to his, property. And he did want to build on if he had two parcels. 421 is also owned by the city, and he thought that was coming down as well. It's been vacant for a number of years, but I think the building department and code compliance has kind of affirmed that it would be a candidate for rehab, for somebody that would have the capability to rehab that and owner occupy it if possible. So at this point, it's just one lot, 33 by 132. And if it is a split, normally we would offer it to both parties. If it is a split, they would just, be required to combine that to their current lot for more yard space, off-street parking, build an accessory structure like a garage or something like that.
So, does he own one of the neighboring parcels?
He owns 427, which is to the south of 423. Right here.
So if we,
I'm
his
sorry.
gets split, he would get the northern half, and then the southern half would go to the southern parcels, and that would give him more space at 427. And he would purchase the split parcel.
He would either purchase the split or the entire parcel, which is what he's asking for.
Debbie,
In a north.
I guess I have a couple
Go ahead.
comments. One is I would love to see a redeveloped parcel rather than it getting split. And I'd love to know if Mr. Ernie would be open to putting a new structure here, even with it just being one parcel. The best outcome would be a new building, a new house here, and then 421 being completely rehabbed. I think that would be a really great outcome compared to splitting the parcels in half and then having them go to each side, to Commissioner Harris's point, because then you'll have more housing available for more people. Do you know if, would you think this would be good to table this item and reach out to him to see if he'd be open to a project at this site if it's just the one parcel?
I would be more than happy to reach back out to him and see if he's got a building plan. Normally we do require a time frame.
Yep.
So that, the parcels don't sit vacant, for too much longer, but I would be more than happy to reach back out to him.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to table this item so Debbie can reach back out to him and see if he has a development plan for it.
Yeah, and I'll second that.
There you go.
All right. And I guess I don't know if I call the roll then. I'll call it with Mr. Volz,
Yes.
Mr. Harris,
Yes.
Chief Oliver,
Yes.
and Mr. Heil.
Yes.
All right, we are going to table that one, and I'm going to see if I can get a firm, vision of what he would like to do with that property. The next agenda item is just what we talked about. I believe that when we acquired 421 Fulton Street, we did say that this would be going towards going for a request for proposals. And I did attach my communication. This is going to go before City Commission on the next meeting, which is the 22nd. Yes, the 22nd. It's just going to reach out for sealed bids for residents or community members that have the financial capability, the background of being able to rehab a property. So this is for the 421 Fulton Street, which was the 2-story house. And I don't believe that I really needed a vote for this one. I will do it just in case, but I believe that we've already voted on this in a prior meeting. But this was just to show you that we're taking this to City Commission now. So here's a picture of the house. It could use a lot of work, but we believe that the right person could definitely bring this back to life. And I don't know if anybody has any comments about us going for RFP, request for proposals on this property or not. I went back to.
Thanks, Debbie. Just as I previously stated, I think this is something that we should do a little more frequently than we have in the past when it's possible, just because I think we have a lot of beautiful structures that can be rehabbed, and I'm excited to see what kind of proposals we get back from the community for this. I'm also struggling to figure out the best way to word a motion.
Yeah, I believe, let me go back to my agenda. Yeah, this was just showing you that we were going to the request for proposal. So I kind of did go out of order. It looks like the property acquisitions
Yeah.
were to be next. Discussion was the city commission request for proposals. So this is just telling you guys it's going to city commission now on the 22nd, and they will vote whether or not we should put this out for proposal.
Okay.
I would say if it's already been approved by the Land Bank Commission, we don't need to vote on it again, but if you want to, we can just make a motion to approve the communication for the city commission agenda.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so I think I've got Greg made the motion and Brendan seconded.
Or Commissioner Harris. I think we were tied.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call the roll. Mr. Volz,
Yes.
Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Chief Oliver,
Yes.
and Mr. Heil.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. All right. So now we do have a list of properties up on your screen that are mostly vacant land. These are pretty much when they come up for foreclosure, they're kind of no-brainers, but we do need that commission approval before we can acquire. So going down the list, we have 1102 Columbus Avenue. This parcel was recently, in the last couple of years, I'd say maybe 2018, was demolished, or this property was demolished. It's right on the corner of Scott Street and Columbus. That parcel, let me get my sheet out here. That parcel, which one is that? Without taking my screen back and forth, I'm going to try to read this off the list here. That parcel is 45 by 102, and it is totally vacant except for a couple of trees here. So if we were to acquire this property through city commission approval, we would evaluate it for sale through fair market value for somebody to rebuild, or through the mow-to-own program, which would be the adjoining property owners. The second property is 217 Center Street. This property is currently in tax foreclosure as well. It houses just pretty much a driveway or off-street parking. And I believe it's the property owner on Park Street, which is kind of behind this parcel, that owns this property. So both are in foreclosure right now, but the structure is not vacant. So we would not request that property if it goes through sheriff's sale at this time. But we would request this one. We have several other properties on this street on Center. So this would just kind of add to our, our inventory of that street. That vacant land is 33 by 80. I said it was currently in tax foreclosure. There is an accessory structure, which I believe is right here. I think I might have cut. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. There it is. I'm sorry, guys. There it is. So that's the accessory structure, which, I don't know if it would remain or what we would do with that. But we would certainly evaluate it for fair market value to rebuild, or the mow-to-own program between the adjoining property owners. 1522 Hayes is a property that was just recently demolished as well. This was in our very last round. So this is the area here. It still needs seeded and graded as well in the springtime. But especially with the demolition assessment on this property, if it's already in tax foreclosure, I'm pretty sure it will go through tax foreclosure. 33 by 132. Same stipulations. If we do acquire, we would either go through fair market value to rebuild or mow-to-own program. Now, the current vacant lot next to it is owned, I believe, by the same property owner. So at this point, he would not be eligible to purchase this property because he's had a demolition. So that is one of the ineligibilities or whatever. 2101 Perkins. We all know this is the former YMCA. This is, I believe, in contract with Hody Enterprises. So we certainly don't want to take away any sales that they currently have in place. But this is just a chance that if it does go through the sheriff's sale process, that we don't miss out. We would certainly like to have a little bit of control of who could buy this property. So that would be our way to do so if it went through sheriff's sale. So as I said, if this is already in contract, we are certainly not going to bother that in any way. The people in contract can certainly move forward. And last is 1508 Hayes Ave. That is another structure that is currently on the code compliance demolition list, but community development has not been through it to see what the percentage of deterioration is. I could probably try to make this a little smaller so we can see it on full screen. But it does need some work. And this one is going to go through sheriff's sale probably within the next month or two. It might even be on the March schedule. So I would probably have to act quickly if we wanted to get eligibility for this property. This one, if we acquire it, it'd be evaluated certainly for rehab first, or if it stays in the condemned status and is 80% or more deteriorated, we would demolish. So those are the properties that we have that I would like to take to City Commission. And if any of these properties you don't feel I should take to City Commission, I'd like you to, let me know now. Otherwise, I'd like to maybe have a motion to acquire these properties.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. I didn't catch who was the first one.
Oh, it was Brendan Hyatt.
Brendan. Okay. Brendan and Blake.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and call the roll then if nobody has any comments or discussion. Mr. Heil?
Yes.
Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Volz?
Yes.
And Chief Oliver?
Yes.
Okay. I will probably be taking that to the next possible City Commission. And then since we did go out of order, I'm on agenda item number 5, which is a discussion regarding, we are in conversations with a listing agent for all the Cold Creek properties. I'm just keeping this committee up to date on that. We hope to be signing a listing agreement soon so that we can see some sales and some development on these parcels real soon. There are no updates on the mow-to-own side lot disposition guidelines, and I also don't have any updates on the corner lot disposition. These were both topics that Matt Lasko brought up before his departure. So if I do have updates on that, I will certainly put them on a future meeting. I do have, the next meeting is March 15th at 2 o'clock. I put if necessary. I will notify everybody if we don't have any agenda items, but I'm hoping we do, at least to bring back some of these tabled items.
Excuse me, Debbie.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just wondering out of curiosity, did we have like a great deal of interest from brokers and or realtors for that Cold Creek for the listings back there, or to market that?
We did have 7 submissions with their qualifications. Yeah. So, we've pretty much talked to each one of them, whether it be email or, we've kind of kept them in the loop or tried to. But there is one that, I don't want to say anything before City Commission gets their chance to vote, but there is one that we are in conversations with heavily. So
Okay,
we
very
hope
good.
to have something signed soon. Yeah, great. Anyone else have any comments or discussion to add? All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Awesome.